Am I live? It says I'm live. Okay, well, this is Alecia Stringer here, and this is part 4 of the deadly sins of social media. And today I want to discuss what you're not tracking and measuring. And I wanted to put that out there where people are aware of the first steps that I do when I look at all the social media is just to pretty much share the like where you're at, where are the first things that you do. And the first things that I like to track, of course, is how many connections you have, how much, how many likes or follows, do you have a business page, what all social media do you have, and how are you growing the followers, and things like that. So I put like stats in order. And when you put the stats in order, then you're able to kind of see a perspective of where you're at, where you want to grow, and so forth. So everybody has a way to grow inside of social media, where you're doing. Wanted to screenshot and show not only do you show that like for analytics, there's so much more like that you can show of measuring different things that people look at, especially in advertising. And when you see that, then you can see exactly your reach, your impressions, all the numbers that you need to gather. So this is what I wanted to kind of show and see where you're growing. Let me see, I wanted to share this to a group. And I'm not sure if I can share it in the group first. I was down to which group, how many members in the group, and then somewhat depends on how much in the group, how many members you have, is kind of how much people will see of each one. So they have different ways that you can discover. Oh my goodness, I'm not finding the group that I need to share this with. Well, we'll see if I can find it in here. And then, let's see, I guess it's in discussion. So give me a second here while I try to share. Okay. And then I'm going to go back to my page and look at insights. What are some different things that we can track in here? I might have shown this once, and I'm not sure if it's going to show up this time. Here it is. So these are like the insights of some different numbers of what I like to watch. So the Facebook has a summary where it's always the last 7 days, like always shows the last 7 days. But for me, I don't go back to it weekly. I like to look at it for a full month. And so I change it right there at the top to the last 28 days. And I can get a more realistic number, I feel like. I heard some rumors that they were going to take that away. Let's hope they keep that for a little while. There's different ways to like look at data. You can export it right here. So you can look at it on a spreadsheet. And I like to look at the page views, who's come into your page, like your reach, post reach, how many people are finding it. Mine are way down because I really haven't done any paid ads or working on it lately. How many followers you got in the last month, and people engaging, talking about it. How many video views you're getting. And some of these might be in different orders compared to what your page are. Every time I come in here, how many likes you're getting, it's in a different order. So, and if you have stories, they have it inside of where you post the stories of what people look at and stuff. You can see how your stories have been doing. And then the recommendations would probably be like other pages. What's good to also track is see what your posts are doing. This is, so that's where I clicked on seeing what kind of posts. These are when people are active. This is the good hours right here, the top peak times of when to post. So mine starts at like at 7 a.m. and top peak all the way to 6 p.m. and then it starts dying off. So you could tell my video now is probably not peaking where people are watching it. And then you can see how many people are reached on each post and how they're engaging and stuff on each one. So it's good to see that, you know, typically all my videos are reaching more people, Facebook Live videos, and which ones you can kind of boost and do paid advertising for. They're allowing that, or which ones might be more accepted to get approved. And then you can repost those because say, hey, this one got shared, let's share it again. People might like to see it again. So that's where you kind of see the insights of what could be shown again. Down to what, so those are the main things when I look at a page of what to track and measure is reach, engagement, what's been good, and your overall insights on there, the overall view of that. And I just simply track that for different pages, different things to watch, maybe competitors. And these really are not my competitors at all. It's hard to find really good competitors. I would say this one came up because also we're both local marketers in the same area, social media marketers. The other ones are just totally different types of businesses. So you see more page suggestions on that end. Just something to watch. Other things to measure, especially with paid ads, would be how a lot of people don't understand like how many people you're reaching. Those are like good branding ideas that people aren't really going to click on that website. And so when people are doing ads, they really want people to go to a website. If you want ads and your focus is not to click on a website and go take them to the next step, you really probably should work on your funnel and messenger and see what kind of subscribers you do want to get in there. So you're tracking different things. Or just creating awareness. Hey, I just want to create an engagement. Those are actually pretty cheap ads. You want to get some more likes on your page and you want to track how many doing that. I always do a lot of videos with Facebook and you can actually get an audience with how many people are watching your videos. So same thing you want to track like in YouTube. How many people are watching my videos? How long do they watch them? Things like that, some things to track. On a different level, on the websites, if you're getting some traffic on using paid ads, you're getting, what you want to track is, of course, how many people are visiting the website, but also you want to find a way to put some tracking codes in order to see how many conversions you're able to make. And then how many people visited that website. Facebook is putting an audience in there and doing some different lookalike audiences that look like the people that visited that website. And that can be very helpful. So if you don't have the tracking pixel, is what it's called, on your website, you're not able to gather all the people that visited your website and create an audience that might look like it. And those can be pretty powerful ads, and I've seen them work very successful. Of course, depending on the the business and situation, everything in there. So those are different things that you really can't get marketing elsewhere. So whenever you're doing basic marketing strategies, you want to track as much as possible and measure on a regular basis so you can see how you're growing in all aspects. Same thing with how your friends. I remember we tracked even how we're doing on phone calls. You know, how many phone calls can you make in an hour? And the less phone calls you made, the more you got to talk and how far you went into that conversation. And going, how much did I get to build rapport before I got to like the money question? Or, you know, you got to a certain point of asking them certain questions in the conversation and how you got through. So even when you set up, you know, your personal one-on-ones or events, you want to track as much as possible how many people viewed the message, you know, everything that you can track inside of to see how you're growing. And if you're not tracking the sends of social media, is not going anywhere. You don't know where you're going. So make sure you're tracking on a regular basis. All my clients are getting regular reports. And if they don't, ask me about it because we need to know what's working, what's not, so we can make sure it keeps growing or adjust and make sure we're fixing whatever is not working on that end. Different things with how many times your stuff is being posted, how many likes I post, how many birthdays. I track a lot of different stats. So ask me on, you know, what all is an evaluation. I can do those for people and see. I would like to see more of what all can be tracked so I can evaluate kind of how to move forward. It's good to see more data out there. I'm curious to see always different companies that do different data on their each social medias, what their, you know, relative or relative influencers would be out there. And so that's what you kind of see in that Facebook, like what are the other influencers that might be competitors or direct competitors or relative in a way that maybe you can share their stuff. Their stuff might be pretty good that you might like, and it would help you grow your followers because they may like your stuff as well. So be thinking about that, how you want to grow and reach your audience. There's always tons of ways. And it goes back to like the first thing of what I first shared this week on talking about, you know, your target audience. You know, you want to kind of have that in play. So when you go out and measure, you know how to reach more of that target audience, or if you know your target audience is so tiny and so small, what would be relative or whatever kind of audiences to help you niche down that audience even more. So it's kind of all going back to that audience, how you can track and in that aspect. So we talked about target audience in the first day, about taking action and creating value with your audience, and having the conversations of inviting people to your business and sale on, you know, having the right way, the balance of doing that. And today we're talking about tracking and measuring. Is it going the right way? Are we growing? What's going wrong? And it can go back to your target audience and how you're pushing stuff out maybe too much or not creating enough rapport and those building up aspects. And tomorrow, we're going to come on and see what are the experts really doing out there. Who should you be following in different spaces? How can you find experts and all those different aspects of making sure you have your full social media covered, you have some ideas that you know you can grow from, so you're not falling back on these deadly sins that get you stuck in social media and things are not going the direction you want to and you get stuck. And what can you do to evaluate that? So I'm here and to simply ask me anything, ask me in the comments of what you should track and measure. If you would like to see kind of a spreadsheet of different things that you should track, I've got plenty. So say, hey, I would like to see something to track. But first of all, you know, just simply go through and write down how many friends you have, write down how many connections you have to all your social media. How is it growing? And keep that on a regular monthly status, write down those things like you see in the fan page. What is your reach? How many videos you're doing? What is your engagement? Down to followers, maybe as you're doing conversations every day. How many conversations did you make today on what you should track? So there's a lot of things you should track and measure to see how you're growing. And it's good to see the full perspective on that. So I'm so glad you came out and joined me today. And I hope it was helpful and enlightening as something to think about of putting the deadly sins of social media out there and tracking and measuring what's working, what's not for you. Thanks for watching. You guys have a successful day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.